lesson, we're looking at sinking funds. Now, before we start with all the formulas, etc., let's look at what a sinking fund is. After a number of years, a business sells its equipment at scrap value. That means depreciated value. And new upgraded equipment is bought. The business will set up a savings plan at the time of purchasing the original equipment. The savings plan is a future value annuity, which is called a sinking fund. Now let me explain. Let's say you buy a brand new car for 100,000 rand. You know that after 10 years, you will have to buy a new car. This car will be worn out and nearly done. So you want to save to buy the new car for 500,000 rand. But you start saving here. Now the first thing that you need to do is you need to calculate the depreciated value of the car. Because after 10 years, I'm going to sell this car not for 100,000 but for 40,000. The value drops. And I'm going to use this 40,000 as a deposit as well as the savings plan to buy the new one. Okay, are you with me so far? So, what's wrong? Okay, let's look at the steps that you need to do when you're working with sinking funds. The first one is, this is not on your notes, so you have to take notes. You have to find the scrap value of the old equipment or the old car. That is the value for which you are going to use as a deposit for the new equipment or the new car. And to do that, we use the depreciation formula. The next step is to calculate what will the new car cost in about 10 years' time or 20 years' time. And for that, we use Appen calculated compound interest. third step is to find the amount for the sinking fund. We're going to take the new value of the car minus the old value of the old car and subtract that so that we know how much money must we save in order to buy the new one. This will be the value of the sinking fund. And then for number 4, now that we have the value of the sinking fund, we need to calculate what will be the monthly or yearly or quarterly installments, X. So these are the 4 steps to calculate the sinking fund and the value of X, the monthly or yearly or quarterly installments. Okay, the example that I want to do are in your textbooks. I think it's page 101, number 7. You can just write there, page 7, page 101, number 7. Let's read through the example. Joey's new boat cost him 1.5 million rand, and he expects that the value of this boat will depreciate on a reducing balance per annum to 591,000 rand in 5 years' time. He also expects the price of the new boat to increase by 15% per annum. Now, the first question that they will ask you is calculate the percentage annual rate of the depreciation of the boat. Or they can ask you calculate the value of the boat after 5 years. Now, if they ask you calculate the annual rate, you must remember your answer must end with percentage. Rate is not I, rate is R. Okay. Rate of depreciation. We know that the value of this boat will be at the end 591,520. So that will be A. 591,520. The P value, the starting value of the boat was 1.5 million. So 1.5 with 5 zeros. I is what we need to calculate. N is 5 years. Now you just substitute all the values.
A is 591,520 equals 1,5 million. 1 minus, the I stays the I, and N equals 5. Now we must solve I. First, I'm going to divide with the 1,5 million on both sides so that they cancel out here. And then I want to get rid of the exponent 5. How do you get rid of an exponent? You get the root. So I'm going to get the root here, but the fifth root. And what you do on the right hand side, you must do on the left hand side as well. So now the root and the exponent cancels each other out, and we are left with 1 minus I. But I want I alone. So I'm going to take the R minus I to the left hand side, then it becomes a positive I. The 1 stays there, and I'm going to take this fifth root to the right hand side, then it becomes a minus. And if you calculate that, you get that I equals 0,1698. I want the rate. How do I move from I to rate? So multiply by 100, so it's 16,98%. Any questions so far? Number B. Calculate the price of the new boat in 5 years' time. So we want to calculate the value of A, the new boat. Currently, the boat is 1,5 million. A new boat costs now 1,5 million. But in 5 years' time, we have to add interest. So n is 5, and the interest they said was 15%. So it's 15 over 100, that's 0,15. Substitute that in. P is 1.5 million. 1 plus I is 0,15 to the power of 5, and we get 3,017,035.78. So the new boat will cost that if the interest rate is 15% over 5 years. Any questions? Question C. He would like to replace the boat in 5 years. Calculate the value of the sinking fund that he needs to set up to pay for the new boat. So to get the sinking fund, it's the new price minus the depreciated value. Assume that the old boat will be traded in for 591, etc. So the new price will be 3 million minus the depreciation, and that is 591. So my sinking fund will have a value of this. I need to save that amount over 5 years in order to buy the new boat. Number D. Calculate the amount that you must invest monthly into the sinking fund to cover the replacement cost of the boat in 5 years' time. Interest is paid at 20% per annum, compounded monthly. Payments are made at the end of each month. So the sinking fund, we know the value is 2425515,78. N is 5 years, but we pay monthly, so it's times 12. I is 20%, but we pay monthly, so we divide also with 12. And that gives me 0.2 over 12. X we need to work out. We start with the sinking fund. 2425515,78 equals, we need to work out X. 1 plus I is 0.2 over 12 to the power of n, which is 60, minus 1, divide by I, 0.2 over 12. Okay, now you multiply with this fraction on both sides. So I have 2425515,78 times 0.2 over 12, and that equals to X with the block bracket. But I want X alone, so I'm going to divide with the block bracket and divide with the block bracket. Then these two blocks cancel out and you're left with X. So X will eventually be 23,358 Rand and 3 cents.